Jurassic World. Now, I am a little bit late to the party, but I really want to talk about this because Jurassic Park is part of my childhood. I always had a fascination with dinosaurs, and when Jurassic Park was released, it was the perfect timing. And considering how good that movie is, it just really left an impression on me that lasted, for the rest of my life. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I can still appreciate the second one especially, but the third one, even though it's not, both those movies are not nearly as good as the first one, I can still sit back, relax, and appreciate certain things about them. I'm glad that they exist. So going into Jurassic World, I said, okay, as long as it's good or as mediocre as the third one, I'll be happy. So, I don't know if you heard that, but that was my cat just meowing in the background. It's like a velociraptor. Not really. Anyway, Jurassic World, it finally is working. After 3 disaster dinosaur movies, they finally have the park working. Tourists are able to come in and look at dinosaurs and not be afraid of having their head chomped off. It is awesome. Only negative is that it's all CGI. There is so much CGI in this movie. I really don't know how much of it is actually real. It's just so much CGI. That's one of the things that I loved about the first movie. And granted, it is Steven Spielberg directing, and I shouldn't expect it of everybody else. But when they were able to use real locations, and when they were showing the dinosaurs, it was animatronics. So when they could, they went practical, and you notice it. You really do. It feels more. It looks more organic. It feels more natural. It's just everything goes better when it's real. And this movie really didn't do that. It still looks okay. I mean, it's CGI and it's 2015 CGI, so it still looks good, but it would have, I think, looked better had they gone the real route. Now, other than that, everything does look great. All the dinosaurs do look awesome. So it's, and they were able to do certain things that they wouldn't have been able to do in the first one that you will still enjoy in this movie. Now, the storyline here follows 2 kids, one's a teenager, one's like 10 years old, going to Jurassic World for the first time, and their aunt is actually the manager of Jurassic World, Bryce Dallas. And she is a very business-like, very corporation, we need to make money, yada, yada, yada. And there's a big sense in this movie about power and greed. That's there, but I don't feel like it really needed to be there. I feel that they could have just... It still needs to be there to an extent because it is dinosaurs, and they kind of, for a dinosaur movie to go awry, that they would have to just, I was thinking AWOL for there. For a dinosaur, technically it does go AWOL, but anyway, the people that are managing it have to kind of think a little bit outside the box and think of, just the power and what they could do and keep elevating their power of God to an extent, without thinking of the actual consequences. That still has to be present. But I felt that they just did so well in the first one. Once again, it's almost a perfect movie, the first one. So anyway, the main star of this show, though, is Chris Pratt. He was excellent in this movie. I think I enjoyed his character more in this one than I did his character in Guardians of the Galaxy. In Guardians of the Galaxy, he has a lot more storyline for his character, and there's a lot more depth, but the acting that he did in this movie and his connection with the Velociraptors, I thought was great. And I was really afraid of that because when I saw the trailer, and he's like, we gotta take everything we got at him or whatever, and he has like just driving by in the motorcycle with the Velociraptors with him. I was like, oh god, what are they doing? What are they doing? That's not real. But they did it in a very realistic way, and it's not like he can just command them at hand and that they're best friends and he's like doing noogies with the Velociraptors. No, these are still very dangerous dinosaurs. The one scene that's so popular now is when he shows up and he's like, putting his hands out and he's trying to calm them down. That scene is actually really good and it's really serious, and what he's doing there was probably one of my favorite scenes of this movie. I loved that scene. It really showed the power that these dinosaurs have and how they're still they're not they're vicious. I mean, they're not just gonna like be like a pet that you can tame. You can't do that with these dinosaurs. So anyway, very much enjoyed that. Now, for most of the characters, like Chris Pratt did an excellent job. Bryce Dallas was good in her role, but I felt that her character was just a little bit too oblivious to certain things. The kids are okay. But the main problem I had with all the characters, and there's actually some texts that I thought were really good for comic relief. They were awesome. There's a guy from New Girl. He was amazing in this. That was one of my, like, I laughed so much at some of the things that he would say and do. There's a scene in the third act that is just, so good with him. And it totally goes against what would normally happen. And I was like, that is awesome. That is so good. So anyway, really enjoyed those characters. But the only real character that I had a problem with was the main human villain. They didn't even need him. I felt that, you have dinosaurs. You don't need this extra little subplot that they have going. Everything that happened could have happened with other people saying certain things. And they wouldn't have needed that little extra story arc. So anyway, I really didn't like his character, and I felt that if they really wanted to go that route, have it more like Newman from Seinfeld, who's in the first movie. He's the main human villain in that one, and his character made sense. Everything that happened, he's the main reason why the power goes out and the dinosaurs get loose in the first movie. So it made sense for Newman's character to be there. I'm just referencing Wayne Knight, I think is his real name. But everybody knows him as Newman. Seinfeld is just an awesome show. It's like the best show ever. Anyway, so yeah, it made sense, and I felt that if they were going to go that route, at least make it more believable and have a purpose for being there. But he was just way too cartoony, and he's just like, you're so dumb. Anyway, I just needed to rant and get that off my chest because I really wanted this movie to be excellent. I just wanted to love this movie to bits, and to be honest, I still do. I might be, saying a lot of negative things like too much CGI, cartoony villain character that didn't need to be there. The kids are just okay. There's not really enough build up to a lot of the scenes, and I felt that also sometimes there was just like lazy writing. Oh, we need a dinosaur to attack this, and just like boom, okay, they'll show up. In the first movie, when the dinosaurs showed up, it made sense. It wasn't just like, oh, we need another dinosaur to make it kind of interesting right now. They would just show up when it made sense. It was awesome. And even if they weren't there, they would say, okay, the T-Rex is, in the first movie, they're like, okay, the T-Rex is still around. And you hear the music going and like, okay, run, just go. And then you see the T-Rex showing up afterwards. But it was building up to eventually seeing the T-Rex. Whereas this movie, they kind of just throw them out all the time. And I just felt like I wanted a little bit more build-up. Now, all of that said, the last act of this movie is freaking awesome. It has flaws. It's over the top. You would have never seen this in the first movie. But my God, when it's happening, you are like, yes, this is what I want. And I want to see more of this. It is awesome. The last act of this movie is totally worth everything. It is awesome. Like I said, it's not realistic. You wouldn't have been able to see this in a Steven Spielberg movie, but it's awesome. God damn. I had so much fun with that. I still can't give this movie an amazing rating. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, but don't let this fool you. This movie is totally worth checking out in theaters. I'm going to buy this movie on Blu-ray day one just because I want to watch it again, because there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows in this movie. Not nearly as good as the first movie, but it is better than the third, and I haven't watched the second one. It's been too long since I've watched the second one, so I'd have to watch it again to really compare. But the highs in this movie are freaking awesome. It's just that it is bogged down with a little bit too much cluster and I don't know. You'll just check it out. Just check it out. You're gonna have some things you're gonna be against, but you're still gonna have a good time with this. So thank you all for watching. You've been Bearded In. Beardage.